Okay, guys, we are live, right? So I think everything is fine, and now we can continue. Okay, okay, let's begin. So, hello everyone, I am Harshal Jain, and today we are gonna continue our backend part. And let me just check if everything is fine. Yes. So today we're gonna continue with the backend part of the movie booking app. Okay, in the title you might see blog app. We are gonna change that by mistake, and it's blog app. But yeah, we are gonna continue with our movie booking app. This is day 4, and we're gonna start with the backend part. So in day 1 we have actually initialized our backend. We connected it to the database, so please watch those videos. And from that day we were working on the front end parts. So day 2 and day 3 were totally for the front end, and front end is almost completed. Once we complete the backend, then there might be some changes. We're gonna make those changes in the front end, and then the project is over. Okay, so today our goal is to build a backend, and this backend would be containing all the essential APIs. And the first thing would be the first of all login APIs. Second thing would be the admin API. Third thing would be the movie booking APIs. Okay, three kind of APIs would be there. That means three types of routes would be there. And fourth route would be actually for image uploading. So that would be some separate route, and it's a universal, like it's available for all kind of images, any kind of image you want to upload. If for example character image, movie cast image, movie poster image, movie background image, things like that. So for that we're gonna create an image upload route also, which would always be used anywhere. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, first of all, in the description or in the live chat you're gonna find a link for this course. Okay, so if any one of you wants to learn full stack development in React.js and Node.js and want to become a developer like me, so definitely can follow this course. And I'm also learning, by the way. I'm not a perfect guy, but yeah, still this is a very great course, and it has everything starting from basics, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, till advanced level. Then we also cover projects on weekly level, so do check out this one. And if anyone is facing struggle and don't know what to do, can definitely cover with this. And you can read, definitely before beginning any kind of course, first of all read every content. If it fits for you, then only purchase any course. Okay, so you can see, yeah, it's pretty much everything in the development field, like which will get you started definitely. That is starting with HTML, CSS, then you can see Git and GitHub. Then you can see after that some advanced HTML, CSS, JavaScript, advanced JavaScript, then React, and then after that you will get Node.js. Okay, later on. So these are all the things. Please check out, and if you find it good, then definitely purchase it. Okay, so right now let's continue. And how many of you have actually gotten the last day's source code? Okay, actually I didn't upload the source code yesterday. That is for the front end part. So for that, what you're gonna do is you can simply visit my GitHub profile. You can type github.com/VIRA014. Okay, this is my GitHub profile. Inside this you'll get the complete source code. Okay, so you can simply click on repositories, and in repositories you can see we have this front end named as movie booking 3x. So you can simply search the repository name also in future if you don't get it. So I'm continuously uploading, so that's why it might go down. Okay, and again the backend part is here. So backend is nothing, just some basic setup. But yeah, we were working on front end from the last video, so everything is here. Okay, I've uploaded the source code, so do check out these, and these are public. It's free to use anytime, you can use these. Okay, and yeah, you can follow me here also in my GitHub. You can follow me on GitHub, and also you can check out my social media handles. This is my Instagram profile. If anyone of you has some doubt which you don't feel that isn't getting resolved, so definitely you can contact me also. And I'm also working as a freelancer, so do check reach me for freelance work also. Okay, so now let's continue, and let's open the backend code. And I'm gonna go really fast, so if you feel that some of the things are missed out, please ask me in the live chat. I'll explain that logic, right? So let's open the code. So here is the backend part, and I'll just open it with VS Code, right? So I'll just first of all define the structure. What are the folders, exactly what we're gonna read. And first of all, we did this in day 1. This basic structure was done in day 1. You can see this was the env file. Never show anyone the env file, because yeah, you might be passing your keys here, but since this is a tutorial and everything is free, that's why I'm showing. But never show your env files to anyone. Okay, so you can see this is the database name, and this is the MongoDB URL which we are accessing to our database. Okay, so now you can see this was the db.js, and similarly this was the index.js. Very basic setup. just for API testing. Okay, so everything is fine. Now we're gonna build our project structure. So this is the backend structure, by the way. So front end is separate, backend is separate. Backend is in Node.js, right? So now what we're gonna do is simply I'll just create some folders. So first folder would be actually middlewares. Okay, I'll be having middlewares, some middlewares that is for checking authorization, and one more thing is uh, some error middleware. Okay, so middlewares would be in this folder. Now one more folder would be for the models, that is the schema, user schema, movie schema, admin schema, screen schema, that is theater schema. So different kind of schema, MongoDB schemas would be here. Now after that, one more thing, that is the routes. Inside this, you're going to have your routes, user route, admin route, and movie booking routes. Okay, these are all the folders, I think. And now after this, we're going to continue. Okay, so rest everything is fine. Now what I'm going to do is in the env, I'm going to use some I'm going to use some variables. Okay, so first of all, what I've done is actually you can see this is the Mongo URL. Then I have defined my JWT secret key. Okay, this can be anything. Make it more secure, obviously. It's just that I remember things like this. So that's why I've given it a very easy password. Okay, but yeah, later on you have to change it. Whatever strong password, strongest password you can give, please give it the strongest one. Okay, so yeah, you can see refresh key, secret key. Then we have one important key for admin. Okay, I haven't provided admin a refresh key because obviously I want the admin to log out automatically after 10 minutes. Even if they have any key, extra key, refresh key, I don't care. I just want the admin to log out after 10 minutes. Okay, so for that I just have the one key which would expire in 10 minutes. Okay, that's it. Now after that you have the DB name. After that I've just defined some company email. If you are sending some email, I've just defined it. So if you want to change it, you can definitely change it. And one more thing, you can see I have some Cloudinary credentials. What are these? How do you get these? So for that, what you're gonna do is you can simply go to, guys, just a minute. So you can simply go to Cloudinary. You can type Cloudinary. Okay, this is used for uploading images. So here you would be uploading your images. Okay, so like for free part, I think there is some limit. So you have some limit for uploading images and stuff like that. So do check this. Later on, it might change. I'm using Cloudinary. You have something better, definitely you can. I'll just explain the logic for Cloudinary. Instead of Cloudinary, you can use something else like AWS S3. Definitely, I would prefer that, but it has some problems like you have to set up it completely, the payment part and things like that. And even if it's free, you have to add your credit card. So instead of that, I'm just using Cloudinary. Okay, but I would say AWS is always the best option because it would give you a lot more things for lesser price. Okay, so I'll just log in with Google. So you have to just log in here with Google and you just have to get your keys. Okay, so what actually happens is I'm gonna upload my images here and it will give me some URL. That URL I'm gonna save to my database. For example, if I click on this image, um, I think I might not be able to open it like this. I'm not really sure how to open like this. But anyways, if you have some image and you want to upload, suppose your profile picture. So your profile picture must be stored somewhere. Okay, so this is Cloudinary. Here you would be storing your profile picture, poster, or some character image, anything, any kind of image file you would be storing here. Okay, so you can check out later on. But right now I'm just gonna get my key. So just go to settings. First of all, you can see I have DTMNJW. This is my cloud. Okay, you can see this is my cloud name. Okay, actually you can change it later on, but yeah, similarly you'll get the name. Okay, so I have some separate thing. I think this was for some other email. So definitely you'll be getting something else. You're gonna put that. Okay, don't put my keys. Don't steal my keys. Okay, these are actually free, but still never steal anyone's keys. Okay, so this is a cloud lane. Okay, after that you have access keys. Here you would get the access keys. Okay, so this is my API key and this is the secret key. So you can view the secret key and you have all these keys, right? That's how you're going to define these. And now everything is fine. I'm not going to provide my env file in the GitHub repository, so you can check out on your own. You can create it on your own. You can refer this and you can use these variables but with different values. Okay, so now we have the env file. Perfect. After this, we're going to define our routes. So inside the routes, we're going to have some folders. Okay, so inside the routes, sorry, actually some files, I'm sorry. So first file would be again admin.js. It would be having our admin routes, that is login and register for admin. Then normal user authentication, so auth.js. Then after that, movie routes. Okay, that means how to add a movie, how to add a theater, and how to book a movie. For those APIs, I'm gonna create things inside movie.js. And then after that, I think one more thing, that is image upload routes. So guys, definitely for these things like auth.js and image upload routes, what you can actually do is, in the same channel we have 15 days of backend series. Okay, so inside that I have taught the complete backend part. Even if you feel something is difficult here, you can refer that 15 days of backend. You will learn the complete backend from there. Okay, so it's very great. Do watch that and you will understand every part of the backend, because it's easy. Okay, I've just taught the easiest way, and for beginners it's the best thing which you can follow till the advanced level, definitely. And even if you feel that some things might not have been taught, you can just comment there. Okay, I'll teach that topic. So by the way, some people had a doubt that how are we gonna deploy the applications. Okay, definitely we are not gonna deploy this project. We don't have that much time, but I'll create a specific live session for you all where we are gonna talk about how to deploy MERN stack application, that is the front end as well as the back end. But in short, if you wanna know, you can deploy front end React.js in Vercel. Front end is in Next.js, but you can consider it as React.js. So it's in Vercel.com. Okay, and the backend part you can deploy it in AWS. Okay, AWS, or you can in AWS you would be using EC2, right? EC2 instance, and you're gonna create your instance. Then inside this you are gonna pick some storage. There you are gonna add your backend. Okay, so for the backend you can use AWS, or you can also use Cyclic. Okay, so for front end Vercel, and for the backend you can use AWS or cyclic.sh. Cyclic.sh is also a free tool, you can check out that. Okay, so now inside this, what we're gonna say is, yeah, we had the routes. Now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna first of all define the structures of these. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that we have the auth.js. First of all, let's talk about auth.js. Here I'm gonna import a few things, but before that, let's create the middlewares also. So for example, I have some middleware file, and I'm gonna name it as error middleware dot js. Okay, so this is a middleware file, and another middleware which we would have is the check auth token. That means if the user, normal customer, is logged in or not. Okay, so check auth token dot js. Then one more important thing is check admin token. Okay, so admin has some very important rights, and for that you have to verify the admin first of all. Okay, so check admin token. Fine, these are all these three things which we needed. Now let's continue, and I'll again go inside routes. Here you can see these are the routes. So we also need some models for MongoDB. Okay, so let's begin with all the models which we need. So first of all, we are gonna have an admin schema. Okay, admin schema dot js. Okay, similarly we're gonna have one more thing, that is the booking schema. So whenever we are making a booking, so we are gonna save all the bookings whenever you make a booking. Okay, all the users will make a booking. So for getting the total amount of revenue of the company, I'll create a specific collection of bookings. This would just contain all the bookings. Okay, so that company also has a record of all the bookings in some separate place. Okay, and we are also gonna save those bookings in the user schema also. That means I booked a movie, so I'll get that saved in my schema also. Okay, so for that I'm gonna create user schema dot js. Okay, and this would also store my login credentials like ID, email, password. And after this we're gonna need a movie schema. Movie schema would be like, suppose recently a movie released, Jawan. Okay, so you are gonna create an object for that movie, right? Okay, and you're gonna use that object everywhere in every screen you like. So for that I'm creating a movie schema, right? After this, what else do you need is, I would need one more thing, that is screen schema. So screen schema is what? Suppose my city has 5 theaters, so I'm gonna create 5 objects for those. Okay, similarly some other city has 5 theaters, and similarly there are thousands of theaters, so you're gonna create collections for those. Okay, all the theaters would be separate in some place. Okay, these are all the things which we need, and this logic is very important. So I built the logic whole night. So you can hit that like button and subscribe that channel, because trust me, बहुत मेहनत लगी है. Okay, so yeah, here let's begin with the author.js. We have all the necessary files, I think. Yes, I have created all the necessary files. Yeah, now I'll go to author.js. In author.js, first of all, we would be needing express.js. Make sure you have installed everything. You can see these are all the dependencies. You can use my dependencies and then you can use whatever you like. Okay, so I've installed all of these in day one, but still, if you want to know, these are all the dependencies and you can refer these. Okay, so now I am here, and here, first of all, I'm gonna say we are going to use the user schema. Okay, so I'll just say require inside this. I'll say dot dot slash models. Inside this we have user schema, right? We have user schema. I haven't defined anything inside that, that's why I'm getting the red line. Don't worry, we're gonna fix that later on. Now after that, we also need the auth token handler as well as the error handler. So you can see we have these. Okay, now what else you're gonna need is JWT for creating the access key as well as the refresh token. Okay, similarly we're gonna have the bcrypt. Similarly we're gonna have the node miller. Okay, fine. So these are all the things which we needed. Now we have to first of all fix this, then we are gonna create our APIs also. Okay, so first of all I'm gonna fix my user schema. So let's go to models, then user schema. Here I'm gonna create my schema, right? So user schema would be very easy to create. You just have to say that your user schema would be uh one more thing, that is timestamps as true. Okay, that means whenever you create a user or modify a user, timestamps would be saved to the object of the user. Now at the end, you're gonna simply say just export this. Right now I'm not providing anything inside this, I'm just writing it this way. Okay, that means all the details like name, email would be pasted inside this, but right now you can see this is the sample schema. Okay, so similarly you are gonna have other schemas also. So I'll go back to the routes, and here you can see everything is fine. uh Okay, I think the problem here is you have to use the user, right? I think it's not imported properly. Again, I'm gonna say dot dot slash model slash user schema. Okay, now you can see that the error is gone. Sometimes you might see the error line, so you have to write it again, right? So now we're gonna create its route. So for creating its route, I'm just gonna say that we have user routes, right? We have auth routes, we have user routes. So inside the user routes, first of all, I'm just gonna check the user route. So for that, I'm just gonna create an API for testing. Okay, so I'm just gonna say whenever I call the slash test, I'll just get this message, and I'm gonna just export this. Okay, let's export this, and now let's use it inside what? Inside index.js. Okay, so inside index.js, you're gonna say that you have auth routes, right? You have auth routes. So I'll just import it somewhere. Let's import it here. Okay, so auth routes are actually inside this file. Okay, you can see the inside this file, inside routes slash auth. Okay, now I'm gonna say that after cookie parser, just say that if someone calls slash auth, after slash auth, if someone calls slash test, slash auth slash test, this would be the message. Similarly other API. So this is the endpoint, right? So whenever someone slash writes slash auth, that means I'm talking about auth routes. Okay, so this is fine, and now let's test this first of all. So I have actually opened this postman, so you can actually see this. So I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna just create a blank collection, and let's rename as movie booking 3x. Okay, so this is postman, and postman would help us to store all the APIs and check all the APIs. Okay, so I'll just say inside this, I'm just gonna say we are checking what? We are checking user routes. Okay, so here let's create a new collection. So I'll just say add folder. Actually, let's name this folder as user routes. Okay, so user routes, so it would contain the all the auth routes, that is the user routes. Now inside the user routes, let's create a request, and I'm just gonna say that we are running where? We are running at http colon slash slash localhost colon 8000. Okay, the backend is running inside this port. Let's try to run this. Actually, we have to start the backend, so just go to terminal, new terminal, and you just have to type nodemon. Backend would start here. Now backend has started. If I try to get it, actually the front end is running here, right? So now if I test this, just a minute, guys. Here I'm just checking it. Okay, I have to pass one more thing here. In index.js, I'm actually running it inside what? Okay, this is the port which I have created and it's automatically running here. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let me just go to a browser. Localhost 8000. Okay, I think I might have mistaken with the spelling. Anyways, okay, so this is it. Now everything is fine. So you can see API is working. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, fine. So now what do we need is we're gonna first of all say test the auth slash test. Okay, so let's test this. So you can see auth API is working. So now the API is working. We are gonna continue with the auth page. Okay, so now let's complete the auth page, then we are gonna continue with our other pages. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is in auth, first of all we are gonna register the user. Okay, we are gonna register the user, then we are gonna create a login API also. Okay, so first thing is I'm gonna just create a function which I would follow as a reference. So you can see whenever I call this function, it would be having the first parameter means okay, second would be the message, and third would be the data. Okay, so it's like I would just give this as a response. So this is a format. Okay, fine. So this is just an object and with the format, right? So this is the common format, so it would be easy for me to use it. Okay, so now we're gonna say that we have to create the register API. Okay, so for creating the register API, I'm just gonna create it. Okay, register API. Similarly, you're gonna have the login API. Okay, similarly, you're gonna have the login API. Okay, similarly, you're gonna have the check login API. So whenever you are doing something important, you're gonna call this API also from the front end. Sometimes you have to check login. The user loads the website, you have to check the logins. For that, I've just created this API. Okay, so these are all the things I think, and after that, you can see I'm getting the error because I have to import one more thing. That is error handler. Okay, so here itself I'm gonna call my error handler. So now what is error handler? So we are gonna define our error handler somewhere. Just wait. And similarly, we are going to define our auth token handler. These are the things which we are going to define. But apart from these, let's first of all continue with register API. Okay, so error handler would be a middleware. If register would face any issues, next would be called. Next is what? Next is just the middleware. Okay, at the end. So you can see I'm just calling the middleware, and whatever the middleware would return would be the final result. Okay, so first of all, let's complete the register API. Then we're going to talk about the middleware. Okay, so in the register API, actually, we would be having one more API, that is the send OTP API. This is optional. That means sometimes you want to send OTP. So for that, we're going to create the send OTP API. Okay, so by the way, all these APIs are actually available in my blog 3x project. If you go to my GitHub and then you can go to the blog 3x backend, you would find the same thing. Okay, you would find the same thing. I'm just repeating it in this project. Okay, so that I don't have to write it again and again. But still, I'm gonna write it for you all. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Else you can refer the blog 3x project also. There also have taught the same kind of backend for the auth part. Okay, so here I'm just saying that if there is any error, just call the error handler. Just call the error handler. Error handler is what? Error handler will be a middleware which would handle my errors. We're gonna talk about this. I haven't created the error handler. I've just said that if there is error, just go there. Okay, don't talk to me, go there. Okay, so now I'm gonna say that from the front end, what we are going to take, we are going to take name, email, password. Okay, just very basic, very basic. And I'm going to say that first of all, check that this user exists or not. Okay, does not exist, then that's fine. Then I'm going to say that if user does not exist, Actually, if the user exists, I'll just simply send this response. So you can see this is okay field and this is the message. Since we don't have the data, so by default data would be blank here, but this would be the format. Okay, this would be the format. So you can see okay and then the message. So perfect format. So now if suppose the user doesn't exist, that means you are registering for the first time and perfect, everything is perfect. That means you're gonna create a user. So I'm just saying inside the user schema, just pass these name, email, password, fine, and then just save this. Okay, just save this user, just save this user to my schema. Okay, so I'm just saying that just save this user to my database. Okay, first of all check it from my schema, does it follow name, password and email values from the schema? Yes, it follows. Then just save it. Okay, now after this everything is fine, so you're just gonna send this message with okay as to user registered successfully. Okay, so these are all the things. Now first of all, one more thing, that here you can see guys, right now it's empty, so we have to create the user schema perfectly. So user schema is gonna have four things, actually four five things. So you can see name required, password required, and email is required, and bookings array. It would be containing all the bookings made by this user. Okay, so it would be default as blank. You can add more fields later on, but these are just the basic things which we would need for this project. Okay, so this is fine. So I've just created the user schema. Now let's go to user schema. Okay, let's go to auth.js. So you can see I have created the user. Now let's try to do this. Okay, so if everything is fine, guys, so what you're gonna do is you're just gonna say that user registered successfully. So let's try this. Okay, so the API endpoint name is slash register. First of all, register. Okay, register, and then you can give a post request, and then in the authorization, sorry, in the headers, you're just gonna say content type, and here you can say app.json. Okay, then in the body, you're just gonna say that we have the data type as raw. Inside this, you're gonna provide the name field. Okay, name field is suppose HARSHAL. Okay, and then email field is suppose uh, ha1@gmail.com. Okay, similarly password, you can add validations also, like password is less than 8 characters and things like that from the backend. So that's up to you. So password would be suppose HJ123. Okay, and what else? I think these were all the fields which we wanted to send. Okay, so these are all the fields which we wanted to send while registering. One more thing, whenever you're saving the data in password, you want to hash this password. Okay, in your database, it must not be shown as HJ123, it must be hash. So for hashing, I'm just gonna say that just before saving the password in user schema, just before saving, do one thing: user schema dot pre, just before saving, call bcrypt and hash the password, create a hash format of the password, and then save it. Okay, so this is gonna save it in hash format. Okay, I know, I hope you know the use of bcrypt, and I hope you know that I'm just say converting the normal password into hash format just before saving into database, right? And make sure you have imported bcrypt. So now let's try to work on this. So if I click on send, first of all, the problem here is, you can see I'll get the error here. Okay, so the error is our router dot got a object. Okay, finally we have some error here, router dot get got object. Okay, let's see what's the problem here. Okay guys, so one more thing is we have to complete the middleware. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna complete the middleware, that is the error middleware. Okay, we have to complete this also, then it would work. So let's talk about the error middleware, and this would simply take data from the previous page along with these details. Okay, then I'm simply gonna say whatever is the status code would be simply placed here, else the status code would be directly 500. Then I'm gonna say that whatever is the error, just extract the message out of it, and then I would just say okay is false. That means since this is error, okay would be definitely false. Then I don't think so you are gonna send any body in the error, so this is fine. And after this, you can see this is just a function. Okay, this is just a function. Okay, so everything is fine, and you actually don't need this error dot stack. So I think this is fine. And if I just save this, app is actually crashed, where it is crashed in a router.js. Okay, route.get requires a callback function and got the object. Okay, So now I'm gonna go back to user schema. Okay, so inside this, okay, actually in author.js, inside this you can see we were using the error middleware. Okay, error middleware is there, and then after this you can see we have router post. Router post is fine, and after that I'm just getting, okay, I have to first of all comment these. Okay, I'm just commenting these because these can't be directly empty. Okay, I'm just commenting these. Now everything is fine, just wait for the database to be connected. Sometimes the database might also take some time to be connected, so you can see sometimes it taking time, so you have to just refresh, then it would be connected. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds, then it would be completed. Okay, till the database connects, let's complete the further APIs. So I'm just gonna say whenever someone is trying to log in, what we actually want is, we want to say that when someone is trying to log in, I wanna take the email and password. Just take the email and password. Okay, I took the email and password. Now I'm gonna say find that email in my database. If the user exists, then the user is first of all allowed to log in. Okay, so if that user doesn't exist, then I'm simply gonna say user doesn't exist. Okay, but the user exists, I know. Okay, so if the user exists, I'm gonna find that password and first of all hash that password, because we saved the password in the hash format. I'm just gonna compare my password when I try to log in with the hashed password from the database. If they match, then everything is fine. Else it is false. That means password is false. So I'm simply gonna send this error. Okay, so if everything is fine, email is correct, password is correct, then you're simply gonna generate an auth token. So you're simply gonna generate an auth token which would consist of the user ID as well as the secret key which we have in our database, which we have in the env file, I'm sorry. And then at the end you are simply saying this token would expire in 10 minutes automatically. Okay, this auth token would automatically expire in 10 minutes. After that you're going to say we have one more thing, that is refresh token. Refresh token simply says that once auth token is expired, retake the auth token. Okay, recall the auth token. That means the auth token would be rebuilt and again 10 minutes would be extended, again 10 minutes would be extracted. Why we are recreating the auth token? Because we have to use different tokens in 10 minutes, so that it's less, you can say it's less vulnerable. Okay, so that's why we're going to use this. Okay, so refresh token is simply used for regenerating the auth token. So for example, you're generating it every time, it's fine. But suppose if you don't use the application for one day, I'm simply saying after one day if you are not using the application. Okay, so if you're not using the application, refresh token would expire after one day, so you have to log in again. That's it. Okay, so that's the benefit. So we have generated the refresh token, then as a cookie I'm just simply gonna say save the auth token as well as the refresh token into the cookies. Okay, just save these tokens into the cookies, and then I'm gonna say that as a response also I'm gonna send these tokens. Fine, I'm just gonna send these tokens. Okay, so guys, I'm really not sure right now why database is not working. Let's see. Okay, I think previously it was connected. Error connecting. You're trying to, okay guys, I think this is because of the IP address. Let's first of all fix that. This is very annoying, like you have to pass the IP address. So I'm just gonna say allow from anywhere, because in normal laptops IP address keeps on changing if you are using some Wi-Fi or something. So IP address keeps on changing depending on the port. That's why. So anyways, I'm gonna just change the IP address and then we're gonna continue. So you can see movie booking 3x. I'll just say network access, and uh, in add current IP address, I'll just say allow access from anywhere, confirm. Okay, so now IP address would be added. It would definitely take some time, so you can wait for a while, then it would be fine. Okay, so now you can see anywhere is allowed, so you can delete your previous one, because now you can allow from anywhere. Okay, so this is connected from anywhere, everything is fine. Now let's test the backend. So come back, and now if I just save this, can see connected to database. Okay, everything is fine. Okay, so now if I try to register, you can see the problem is user validation failed, path email is required. Okay, I provided the wrong text. If I click here, you can see user registered successfully. Now if I try to log in, you can see I'm taking email and password from the login. If you don't have name, you don't need this in login. Okay, if you even have this, it would be ignored. So if I try to log in, you can see login successful along with these tokens. Now once you receive the token, you have to check the cookies. So in the cookies, you can see we have auth token as well as the refresh token automatically. So this would be sent to the front end. Okay, so these are the same, and this would automatically be expired in 10 minutes, but refresh token would be there for 1 day. So whenever you know that auth token is expired after 10 minutes and you're trying to access the website, I would call the refresh token. I would check the refresh token. If refresh token is there, if refresh token is available for 1 day, it's not expired, then I'm gonna rebuild the auth token as well as the refresh token. So both will be built. But suppose if you went away and didn't use the application for 1 day, then your login tokens would be expired. That means auth token as well as refresh token would be gone. You have to log in again. Okay, so I've kept it very simple. You can do it on your own. You can change the timings on your own. Okay, so now if this is fine, now this is fine, and instead of 1 day, I'm gonna say it would automatically expire in 30 minutes, so that we have to log in again to test this. Okay, later on. So everything is fine. This is actually for the login part. Okay, this is the login part done. Now we're gonna say whenever someone is trying to access anything, I'm gonna check auth token is expired, not expired, refresh token is expired, not expired. We are gonna check this. So we're gonna check it inside the check admin token. So this would be again a function. So I'm just gonna say that this would be a very simple function, and this would be exported and again used in inside the. Okay, so this is for admin. Similarly, I'm gonna do it for auth. Okay, so this is for auth. So check auth token. This middleware would be called when I'm trying to do something important. That means I'm going to check the auth token as well as the refresh token inside this. Then proceed something else. Okay, this is a middleware. I hope everyone knows what is a middleware. If you don't know, you can ask me. Okay, so now we have everything. We are gonna say that in auth.js here, you know that suppose you are trying to check login. Check login simply means you are trying to check the admin token. Sorry, you are trying to check the auth token as well as the refresh token. So first of all, you are simply saying that this is the middleware called. If this middleware is saying thumbs up, that means everything is fine. Everything is fine. So you're just gonna say if everything is fine, you're gonna simply say user authenticated successfully. But if everything is not fine, automatically this token will itself, sorry, this middleware will itself give a response. Okay, this won't be called if everything is not fine. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about auth token middleware. So let's go to auth token middleware by simply going to check auth token. Here we're gonna complete this. So auth token, very important. This is a middleware. First of all, I'm gonna bring those from the cookies. You can see auth token and refresh token. We just now saved it while login. We just brought it back from the cookies to verify are they expired or not. Okay, so first goal is check auth token. If it's expired, then check refresh. If refresh also expired, then simply say user not logged in. But suppose if checked, if auth token is expired but refresh token is not, then regenerate auth token and refresh token. Okay, and if auth token is expired and refresh token is expired, to simply say user not logged in. Okay, so user not logged in, this is for if both are expired. Okay, if both are expired. Okay, but if none of them is expired, that means first of all I'm gonna check auth token. I'm just gonna check auth token. If auth token is not expired, then simply say user logged in. Okay, you're not gonna check after that refresh token. You're not gonna check the refresh token. If auth token is not expired, simply continue with this. But if auth token is expired and refresh token is not, simply regenerate those. But if auth token is expired, refresh token is also expired, simply redirect the user to the logout page. Okay, that means simply say user not logged in. Okay, so this is the very basic logic for auth token and refresh token. If anyone doesn't know what is auth token, refresh token, now I hope you know what is the logic for that. Okay, so now here we're gonna say that if first condition is if you don't have these, okay, first condition is you must have these. If you don't have any, that means if you don't have the auth token or if you don't have the refresh token, then simply say authentication failed, no refresh token provided. This would be the message, and okay field would be false. Actually, instead of this, okay, anyways, we are not calling any function here, we are directly sending the response here. You can see we are directly sending the response. Okay, so this is fine. You can see this is the response, this would be the message, this would be the okay field as false. Okay, so if both of them are not there, then that would be the error. Now after this, we are simply gonna first of all verify our what. First thing which we need to verify is auth token. Okay, first we are gonna verify this auth token from JSON web token. Okay, we are just verifying it, comparing it with our secret key first of all, and if auth token and secret key match, that means secret key is HJ123. If auth token has HJ123, that means auth token is fine. So this would come in decoded, else we would get an error. Okay, so this simply means if auth token is expired, it would come in error. Okay, it would come in error. So I would just say that this would be simply talking about auth token expired. Okay, that means last two cases would be followed in this if condition. Else you mean auth token is not expired, that means decoded field is there, then you're simply gonna extract the user ID from decoded object which you have from the auth token. You're just gonna extract the user ID. When we were logging in, we were just saving the user ID in the auth token, right? So we are just extracting it and we're gonna send it further. Wherever API you have called this middleware, that API would now also have gotten the user ID from the token automatically. Okay, so this is the logic. But suppose if our token is expired, so you have first option is what? Check refresh token, and it would be number one, refresh token expired. Then simply you're gonna say that by relogin. Okay, not expired. These are two conditions. So if refresh token is expired and auth token was also expired, so you're simply gonna say that please log in again. Okay, so this is the case, and now I'm simply gonna say that check the refresh token. Here you're gonna say check the refresh token. Okay, check the refresh token. So I'm just checking the refresh token, and it would be again having the two fields. Please rename this, that is refresh error and refresh decoded. You can see names are different from here, so that confusion is avoided. Fine. So now I'm checking the refresh token, right? So I'll just say that if refresh token is giving an error, that means we are coming here. We are simply gonna say that if there is the error, that means refresh token is also expired. So you're simply gonna say authentication failed, both tokens are invalid, right? Or token is also expired, refresh token is also expired. Now if refresh token is not expired, so you're simply gonna generate the auth token as well as the refresh token again. Okay, so you're simply gonna say that regenerate the auth token, and I'm gonna say that instead of 10, it would be 30 minutes. Okay, so what would happen? For new auth token as well as new refresh token would be generated and again sent to the cookies of the user, similar to login. That's what we did, sent to the cookie of the user. Okay, then I've just updated the auth token, refresh token, and send to the cookie of the user, and then I would simply say continue. Okay, then I would say continue, and you would again say that okay would be true and just call the next thing whatever you have. Okay, so everything is fine, you can see everything is fine, and I'm simply saying thumbs up. Okay, so this is it. And actually guys, here you can see when we were performing the auth.js, at the end we actually called this middleware. It simply says if everything is fine, okay was true, so you would come here, but if okay was false, automatically this would give some response automatically inside this. Okay, so this won't be called. So that's how you're gonna call auth token middleware everywhere whenever you want to check the tokens. And also you can print one more thing, user id is req.user id. How do you get this user id? Simply by auth token handler. Okay, you send this from auth token handler, now you have this. Okay, everything is fine. Now we're gonna test this by simply going here, and I'm gonna say that instead of this I'm gonna check login. And since this is a get request, let's make it a get request. You won't be talking about the body here. You can remove this or keep it, doesn't matter, because in get we don't have any body. So you can see we have check login. Let's try to work on this. So you can see user authenticated successfully. How it's authenticated? Because we have token in the cookies and we have a limit till 30 minutes. Okay, and I hope 30 minutes aren't over since we created the token for the first time for login. Okay, so you have the token. I know our token was expired because we created it 10 minutes ago, but still we had the refresh token. Okay, so it's not expired. Okay, it's like that. So you can see that's how you're gonna work with auth token. So this was the auth token handler in short. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the live chat. Now we have the auth token handler. Everything is perfect. Similarly, guys, we're gonna have check admin token. This would be really same. It simply extracts admin token whenever some admin is trying to use the backend part. It would check the admin token from the cookies. Then it's simply gonna say if admin token is not there, no admin token provided. But if admin token is there, this does not have any refresh token. It's just a plain token. I'm simply taking the reference from the env file. Inside this I have saved a secret key. Just comparing both of these, we'll generate the admin token later on, but right now it's just for checking the admin token. Okay, whenever we are creating the admin routes, at that time I'm going to check the admin token. Here we are just checking the admin token. If we have the admin token, just check if it's valid or not. If it's not valid, simply say admin authentication failed. If it's valid, simply send it further. That means the admin ID, whoever admin is trying to log into the application. Because these are the important things. That's how you set up the admin part. Definitely you can make it more secure, but this is the basic of admin token. Okay, so now we have generated the admin token. Okay, that's for checking the admin token. We have to generate the admin token later on. So now let's go back to the auth.js. So you can see this is check login. Okay, I'm gonna close everything first of all here. Okay, now let's go to auth.js. So you can see this is check login, this is the login, and again we have the send OTP, but right now we don't need this. I'm just gonna skip this. But what you can do is you can simply check out my block 3x backend project. There you would get this API. It's using node mailer, but right now we don't need this. We're just creating a simple application. If we get time, then we're gonna integrate the OTP logic also. But if you wanna know what we are trying to do is you can simply use a node mailer here to send OTP. Okay, you can search about node mailer and you will know how we are working here. Okay, and after this we created the register API. Register is also working, login is also working, check login is also working. Okay, so the auth APIs are done. Now let's talk about the admin APIs. Okay, so admin API would be really similar. First of all, you're gonna say that I'm gonna take the admin schema from here. Okay, and let's talk about the admin schema. So admin schema would be actually very simple, very simple. Okay, admin schema would be actually having name, email, password. You can see admin schema is there and it has name, email, password, and you can see at the end I've just exported it. Okay, right, these are all the fields. You don't actually, you can provide a password hash also. So for that what we can do is we can simply say when we are taking user schema, I'll just copy this. Okay, and go to admin schema. First thing is whenever you are trying to update something, always pass timestamps as true. This would give us exact times when things were accessed. Okay, so you're just gonna say admin schema. Just before saving the schema, I'm just saying from here, just whatever admin is trying to log in, just get that login. Sorry, whatever admin is trying to register, just get that register's value, just get that object. From that, I'm just saying just modify the password to what? To hash format. Okay, just convert the password to hash format. Okay, I'm just converting the password to hash format, then saving to database. That's it. Okay, so this is my admin schema. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about admin route. So you can see this is my admin schema I've imported. This is a very basic response function, and now I'll say that my admin JS would be simply first of all having a register part. You're gonna register the admin. It would be taking name, email, password similar to login. If the admin exists, then simply give the error admin exists. But if admin didn't exist, you can simply hash the password. Okay, actually instead of this, now you can directly pass the password. You don't need to hash it. Okay, directly pass the password. So you can see I'm just passing the password. It would be automatically hashed when we are trying to save it. And after that you can see it saved successfully and everything is fine. Okay, so this is for the register. Now we try to log in. Okay, now we try to log in. So for the login, you know that when we would log in here, I'm just getting the email and password for the admin. or login part. I'm just checking for the email. If that email doesn't exist, that means admin doesn't exist, so invalid credential. But if that email exists but password, we have to check the password. So we are just converting our normal password and checking it with the hashed password of that specific email in the database. So if both of them match, then this would be the case. If they don't match, I'm simply saying invalid admin credential. Now here you can see that we have auth token. It has JWT sign in. Okay, it's actually not auth token, it's actually admin auth token, so that would be better. So admin auth token, I'm just generating the admin token with that admin ID, and I'm just extracting, I'm just using the JWT admin key. This would be some key which you would provide in env, and the first few minutes I told you what's the env file here, and you can see this is the expired in 10 minutes. That means automatically admin would log out after 10 minutes. Fine, so this is it. Now you can see we are just getting the cookie, saving the cookie actually, and then you are seeing that admin login successful. That's it. So now we're gonna register our admin. So now we are gonna say that instead of this, I am trying to create a admin, right? So this is the post request. I'm just gonna say Harshal, and let's give underscore admin so that we know. Okay, so this is the admin, and admin one @gmail.com. Suppose this is the Gmail account and this is the password. Okay, so this is the object we are trying to register. Let's see. So you can see user registered successfully. Actually, as a response, I'm gonna say, okay guys, so instead of this we have to write admin first of all, and we have to create the admin routes. Sorry, so we have to create the admin routes. And one more thing, first of all let's export it from here. So similar to auth.js, can see at the end I have exported it. And one more thing, that is error handler. Okay, so you can see one more thing, error handler, as well as we are extracting it. Okay, and right now you can see we don't have the error handler, so we would be needing the I would just copy all the things from here and paste it here. I think everything is fine. Okay, yes, everything is fine. You won't be needing this, but these are all the things which you would need. You would also not need the auth token handler. You would need admin token handler later on, but right now this is fine. This is fine for admin routes. Okay, so I think this is fine. We are gonna add one more thing, that is admin token handler. So admin token handler. Okay, it would simply check the token of admin. Okay, it would simply check the token of admin. So here I'm just gonna say that similar to auth, we had check login, right? Check login. So similar to auth, we are gonna have similar usage here. It would check login for admin, and here you're gonna say admin token handler would be called. Automatically the token of admin would be checked, and if everything is fine, you're just gonna say admin ID would be returned. Okay, as a response, admin ID would be returned, and this would be the admin authenticated successfully. Okay, this is for the admin, right? So now everything is fine, and I'll first of all check that if the admin token is returning admin. Yes, it's returning the admin ID. Everything is fine. Now let's go back to admin.js. Check is done, login is done, register is done, and I'm exporting the error handler. Error handler is called here. Now let's use this in index.js. So in index.js, guys, you can see first of all I have to import the admin routes. Okay, so I'll just say const admin routes. Okay, I've imported the admin routes. Now I'm gonna say when you import the admin routes, you're simply gonna use those admin routes. Now let's try to use it. Just a minute, guys. Okay, fine. So now we are trying to register, and this was the admin name, email, password. Now let's try to send, and I'm getting the error, bcrypt is not defined. Okay, so we have to define bcrypt. We defined bcrypt, but I'm not really sure. Okay, in admin schema also you have to define bcrypt, right? So in admin schema you have to define bcrypt because we are hashing the things. Okay, so define the bcrypt. Okay, so click send, and you can see admin registered successfully. Now we try to log in the admin. Okay, let's log in. So if I click on send, you can see you're getting the error or token is not defined because something is wrong here. Okay, so let's go to admin.js and here we are getting the reference error or token is not defined. Okay, so I'm gonna say in the same file command control F and just search for auth token. Okay, actually not here. We're gonna search it inside admin.js. Let's find control F and auth token. So guys, here you can see, okay, we added the wrong variable name. Okay, this is actually admin auth token, right? So now let's try to log in. So you can see admin login successful. This is the admin token, and if I go to cookies, you can see that we have admin auth token now. Okay, you can ignore the auth token, refresh token because we are performing in the on the same page, so same software. So that's why we are getting these cookies also. You don't need to worry about these cookies, but you can see admin token is also there. Okay, so we have generated the token for admin successfully. Now these three things are done. Now let's talk about the user part. Okay, one more thing is guys, you can do one more thing, that is the check login. Okay, so for the check login you are just gonna check the admin auth token and you'd get admin check login does not exist. Why it doesn't exist? Okay, it's actually not a post request, it's a get request and it does not need a body. You can skip the body. You can see admin authenticated successfully with the admin ID which has logged in. Okay, fine. So admin token is successful and you can check the database also. I'm not wasting my time checking the database because I know data is getting saved. Why to waste time? Okay, so now we have the admin part. Now we're gonna talk about the main thing, that is the movie part. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the movie part. So this is going to be very important. Very important logic would come here. Okay, so first of all, express would be imported. Now after this we're gonna say we're gonna use some schemas. Okay, these are all the schemas. So let's first of all complete this schema. It would be, first of all, you can see we have to talk about the admin schema. So you can see this is the admin schema. Right after this, let's complete the booking schema. So booking schema would be having some things like, for example, you're gonna first of all use mongoose here. Then we're gonna define our booking schema by simply saying a few fields would be here. You can see my booking schema is defined. Okay, it's defined like this. Now you can see inside this I'm gonna have some objects. So first of all, first object would be first key value pair would be show time. Show time would be what? Whenever you are booking a ticket, you would get the show time 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 1:30 p.m. Anytime would be just shown here, whatever is the time. Okay, now date would also be stored here. Okay, whatever date for you have booked the time. Okay, so date would also be shown here. Now after that you have the movie ID. Okay, so this is for the movie ID, right? This is for the movie ID. So we have defined the movie ID also, right? Similarly we have the theater ID. Okay, so this is for the movie. Suppose I want to watch a movie, that is Jawan. So the ID of that movie would be saved here. Okay, so I'm going to create an object for movie. You can see this is the schema here. I'm going to create a separate object for the movie. From that object I'm going to extract the ID of that specific movie and I'm going to save the ID here. Okay, so that data is saved. Then we have the theater ID, where whatever theater you're going to watch that movie, you're going to paste the ID here, right? Now after that you can see we have the seats here. Okay, so this is for the seats. That means what seat you have booked. So here you're just gonna say in this theater, in this theater, in this theater at this time I have booked this seat with this ID. Okay, so this is it. So you're just passing your seats here and the type of seats would be, type of seat would be there, status would be there. So we're gonna talk about this later on. I don't think we need this right now. I think we have to fix this. It would be having a few more fields like seat row, seat column, things like that. We have to fix that. But yeah, this is it. So now we're gonna talk about what. Okay, so we are gonna talk about the next API. One more thing is you can see total price would also be saved for the booking. So these are all the things. Now we're going to talk about the next API, that is the movie next schema, that is the movie schema. So movie schema would be again having these fields. You can see I've just defined movie schema here, and you can see these are all the fields. First of all, you have to import it, then extract it. Now inside the movie schema, you have the title of the movie, then the description of the movie, then the image URL, that is the poster of the movie. Okay, and I think instead of this, I'm just gonna say portrait. Okay, portrait, portrait. Okay, so portrait URL, this would be the portrait image of the movie. Similarly, you're gonna add the landscape. Okay, landscape URL. Okay, landscape portrait img and landscape img. Okay, let's make I capital so that it's more recognizable. So yes, fine. So I'm gonna say portrait img URL, landscape img URL. Okay, then the rating of the movie. Okay, it would be the portrait image, landscape image of the movie. Then the rating of the movie. Rating of the movie would be out of 10. Automatically, we would take it out of 10. Genre would be any genre you can pick. You can pick multiple genre like action, thriller, comedy, drama, anything. Multiple. You can see it's just an array. It can contain multiple fields. Then the duration of the movie. Then who is in the cast. So you can see actor name and the role of the actor. Okay. Similarly, the crew and the crew things. Okay. You can add one more thing. IMG of the actor. Okay, IMG of the actor, that is image of the actor. Similarly, you're gonna have image of the crew members. Okay, that's it. So we have created this. Now what you're gonna do is, after having these fields, you can see I've just created an object, created a schema. We're gonna create object later on. We have just created the schema. Now we have the schema for movie. Okay, we might change it later on, just some changes later on, but yeah, this is some basic schema. Okay, now after this, we are gonna have the screen schema. So screen schema would be like, first of all, again, you're gonna say your screen would be having some name. Okay, that means 4D, 3D, screen 1, screen 2. Any mall might have some name. Okay, any name. Then you would give the location. Location would be the theater's location, like any mall. Okay, Big Bazaar or any kind of mall name. You have to provide the mall name along with the city and full details, full address would be here. Then you're gonna paste the seats layout of that specific room of the theater. This is some specific room. I'm talking about some specific room of, that means a specific screen. A mall can have 4 5 screens. I'm talking about one screen. Okay, this schema is for one screen. So it would be having, suppose this is 3D screen, location is this mall, and seat of that screen would be some format. So I'm just going to provide that format. Okay, and actually instead of this, you're going to provide an array. Okay, and provide an array. Fine. Now you're gonna say that we have the city as well. So city would be whatever city your theater is in. Instead of location, some people might not provide the correct city for the location. So instead of avoiding the confusion, suppose this is just a mobile name, mall name, and then you can see this the city name of the mall, and then you can see this the screen type. Screen type would be containing again standard, IMAX, VIP, because name can be different. Name can be like in my city itself, we have screens named as blue, red, green. So for avoiding confusion, name is separate and screen type is separate. Okay, then you can see movie schedules. So this might change later on. Every screen would be having different schedules. Like for example, a screen has 4 schedules today. So first schedule is for this movie, second schedule would be some for some other movie, and like that. Okay, so I'm simply saying that inside this I'm gonna have an array. Movie schedules would be an array. Array would be containing multiple objects. Each object would be of this type. That means would be of some movie ID. Movie ID would be taken from movie schema, right? Movie schema, it's required. Then you are providing the show time. Okay, when this movie would be shown. And now I'm just creating an array for not available seat. Suppose I made a booking, so after that I'm just gonna say on that screen, make the seat not available here. That means just mention the name of the seat which is already booked. Okay, so it would be easy for us. Now you can see this is fine, and now after that you can see we have show date. Okay, show date, show time, that's it. So these are all the things which we need for the screen schema. Then you have the user schema. Okay, so now let's talk about the screen page. Okay, so this is the page, movie page, I'm sorry. Let's first of all test this. So I'm gonna say just test this by typing test here, and I'm gonna export this. And one more thing is called the error handler also. Okay, so these things are actually coming from where? So I'm going to use these three. Okay, I'm gonna use these three: error, auth, admin token. All these three would be used in this page. That means for whenever you're creating a screen or whenever you are creating a movie object, you are gonna use admin token, right? Whenever you are booking a movie, you're gonna use auth token. Okay, so for that we need both of these, right? So after that, one more thing, I think, yeah, let's first of all test this by simply going to where you can go to index.js, and I'm gonna import movie routes here. So movie routes, and we're gonna use it here, movie routes. Okay, so I've given the endpoint name as slash movie. Okay, so here itself I'm gonna create, okay, I'll just create a new folder here. So let's name it as add folder, and let's name this folder as movie routes. Okay, now inside the movie routes I'm gonna create a new request, and let's say this request is again localhost 8000, but this time I'm typing the movie slash test. Okay, if I click get, you can see movie API is working fine. So movie API is working, so we are perfectly inside this page. Now let's continue. So first thing is, again guys, I'm gonna say that we have to copy this response also, paste it somewhere. So this kind of response I'm gonna send every time. Okay, right. So first would be create movies. Okay, first would be create movies. So create movies. Second would be add celebrity. That means cast as well as crew to the movie. Second API would be this. Third API would be create a screen. So when you are creating a screen for any kind of city, anywhere, 4D, 3D, you're gonna create an API for it. These are for admins. Then you're gonna say add movie schedule to screen. That means suppose at this time I'm gonna show this movie ID to the screen. So for that you have to add schedule. So in this you would be needing screen ID as well as the movie ID. Now one more thing is the book ticket. Okay, the book ticket part. So you can simply say we have the book ticket part. Okay, and guys, one more thing which you can add here is, so this is for user. Okay, and these four are actually for admin access. Okay, only admins can perform these. Okay, only admins can perform these, and this is only for user. Okay, fine. And you can actually add one more thing, that is router dot some get request, like get movies, get screens, like these. Okay, so according to that you're gonna create that later on, but these are some APIs. So router dot get, and you can simply say slash get screens. Okay, get screens. And what else? What else you're gonna have is, you just say that we have one more thing, that is get. Okay, I think these are enough. So if I have anything in my mind, I'll add that later on. But these are all the APIs I'm gonna create in this page. Okay, so I think guys, time is up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna complete this in next video. So we're gonna finish the movie API part in next video. Okay, so I hope you understood this video, and in the next video we're gonna cover the API part for the movies, and then we're gonna merge those APIs. So that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a good day, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, and I'll be uploading today's source code, where you can simply visit my GitHub profile by simply typing github.com github.com/VIRAJJ014. This is my GitHub profile. Okay, here you can simply check out my profile, and you can also follow me here. You can check out my LinkedIn, or you can follow me on Instagram. Now in the repositories you would find the movie booking 3x. This is the front end, this is the back end, so you can get the complete source code here. And also you must also check blog 3x backend, because it also has some important APIs which are similar, so you can check out these also. Okay, so these are all great project, and if you don't find this, you can simply search this and also mark it as a star so that it's available in future. Okay, so that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.